Hello, everybody. I just got done completing my first playthrough of Stellar Blade yesterday after 50 hours, which seems like a lot, right? But I play my games very thoroughly and I like to explore and take my time. So that's why it's such a long playthrough. I wanted to get as much side content done as I possibly could. And I feel I should make a quick review, kind of like how I did for Monster Hunter Wilds, while it's still fresh in my mind. Well, let's talk over some things about the game. First of all, overall, I love the game. I think it's really good. It's engaging, especially the combat. It has quite a bit of depth. Um, if you go into the game treating it like as a Souls-like, I guess you can. Excuse me. You really can, but you can also go into it like a regular character action game, almost like a Devil May Cry, but not quite to that level. And that's kind of how I approached the game, and I did enjoy it. But there is a few things. For example, you can attack mid-air, but it's not like you don't expect to do air combos in this game. It's very grounded in that sense. It's very flashy, but it's a very grounded game, which it's kind of I don't know. It almost feels like the air combo, the one air combo you get because you don't get more than one string of attacks is it almost feels like it's not even needed. They only added it just so when you jump you can do something. But overall, I think the game is great. It has a bunch of skills. You have perfect dodges, perfect parries, a myriad of different abilities, which they're called burst energy, beta energy, something. I think there's two kinds. But anyways, the gameplay is definitely the strongest point of the game, and the other strongest point of the game is obviously the high graphic fidelity, and obviously our main protagonist, Eve, which she's very nice to look at, and a lot of people focus on that, and it's fine. Don't get me wrong, it's fine, but it's definitely not the main focus of the game. Um, well, I say that, but it's a large part of it. Um, but overall, like I said, the graphic fidelity of the game, the combat systems are all magnificent. Um, the music is also really good. I think the same studio that composed the music for Nier Automata worked on some tracks for this game, and you can definitely tell. I mean, this whole game was inspired by Nier Automata, so it does have that going for it. All right, so those I would say are the like the highest points of the game. Now let's talk about the narrative, right? Overall, I think I personally enjoyed the narrative and the story. The only issue I have with it is, and you're gonna hear this from a lot of people as well, it's the way it's presented and the voice casting, at least in English. For example, it's not the best. It gets a little bit better towards the end, especially for some characters. I'm not gonna mention names for spoilers reasons, but some characters do pick it up a little bit more towards the end. I don't know how the game is in the other languages or in Korean, which is the native dub. Whenever I do play through New Game Plus, I will most likely do so in Korean just to see the difference. That's usually how I do games. I play them English just so I don't have to read subtitles while I'm fighting or anything like that. And then the second run through, if they're like a Japanese game, Chinese or whatever, I'll play them with the original dub to see how it is and how it compares. But anyways, yeah, the story and the presentation for it is gonna be hit or miss for a lot of people. I personally enjoyed it, but I also took the time to, like I said, explore and read all the notes and everything that are laying around. So I enjoyed it, but like I said, the story, it's passable, it's serviceable, but it definitely it's not mind blowing. But it's gonna be a detriment. I have to mention it because it is gonna be a detriment for a lot of people, since you know it's a big game and story and cutscenes and everything like that are a big part of it. But I didn't let it bother me or anything like that. Like I said, I enjoyed it. So I think the game overall is really good. It's fun. It definitely it has a lot of love put into it. That's for sure. For being this company Shift Up's like big first AAA title. I know they've made some other games, and I know their other popular game is Nike or Goddess of Victory Nike or something like that. I have not played that game, but I might do that because you get some code to redeem a skin or something in the game. I don't know. I'll check it out at some point if I have time. But yeah, I would recommend Stellar Blade if you're a fan of character action games. It doesn't quite play like your typical spectacle fighter, you know, Bayonetta, even Nier in a sense, because Nier plays more like a character action game than this game does. But the combat is quite challenging, even on normal difficulty. So there is harder difficulties, but you can only play on story difficulty, which is like easy and normal in the beginning. You don't have access to hard. But the game does get challenging towards the end. And oh yeah, I should mention that I think the best aspect of this game, besides the the combat is, well, the bosses themselves. I think the bosses themselves are amazing, and they're so fun, and they're all unique, they're all different, which is refreshing, since usually a lot of games rehash enemies, and which this game does do. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't feel like a burden. It just feels like, oh cool, another boss fight with a few extra mechanics and more fun. I never felt frustrated playing the game. Like if I died to a boss, I was like, oh, I died because it was my mistake, or I messed up somewhere. I never felt like the game was being cheap, which is nice. Again, like I said, it gives it that character action feeling, more so than a Souls-like feeling, at least to me. Because I grew up playing Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden on all those games, and those games usually you're not dying to the game being cheap. You're dying because, well, you're not up to par, or you haven't learned the boss's moveset. So like I said, I'll say it again. If you enjoy those types of games, I think you'll really find you'll find a lot of fun playing Stellar Blade. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I am playing on PC, obviously. So this is a PC playthrough. The game is very well optimized, but I do have a excuse me, I do have a more modern, beefier computer. But judging from what other people have said, the game runs really well even on older systems like a 1060 and stuff. You can still get 60 FPS, obviously tweaking settings and here and there, but the game looks gorgeous, and it runs really well. Shift Up really killed it with the optimization, which is which is in today's day and age is saying something. A lot of big AAA games are not optimal. I mean, I love Monster Hunter Wilds, but that game, well, just look online, you'll see what's going on with that game. Capcom needs to get on that, fixing the optimization. But back to Stellar Blade, like I said, I would recommend it to anyone that's into these types of games, character action games specifically. It does have some Souls-like mechanics. For example, when you rest, enemies respawning, all that stuff, and you do have limited heals. But it honestly doesn't feel like a Souls-like game to me. But I mean, everyone's different, right? You just gotta play it and make up your own decision. But overall, yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Like I said, the soundtrack is fantastic. Between ambience music, just idle music, and boss fight music, and then the set piece music as well. It's like it's such a varied amount of music. You go from K-pop to rock to metal to well, not classical, but more orchestral type music. And yeah, once you beat the game, you unlock a few stuff and a new game plus. And I believe the game has multiple, well, I mean, I know it has multiple endings. since you do get some choices here and there. So whenever I do play through the game again, I'll do the new game plus and I'll see. But like I said, I don't know where it's leading in terms of story, because I guess, you know, you still have to see the other endings. But yeah, I mean, I'll keep it short again. This is the whole point. It's just me, just my quick thoughts on the game while they're still fresh in my mind. Yeah, if you're looking for a character action game, give Stellar Blade a try. It's kind of well, actually, I think it's $60 for the base version, but it's $80 if you want to get all the extra DLCs like the Nier collaboration and the Nika collaboration. Which, to be honest, if you're a fan of those games, it's worth getting, but it's not a necessity. The game has plenty of content in just in the base game, so don't feel like I have to buy the most expensive edition, or you're gonna miss out on a lot of stuff. You're not. You're gonna miss out on some outfits and some, like I said, if you're a fan of those games, it has some nice notches and stuff. Some what's the word? Some Easter eggs that you enjoy and you recognize, but it's not a necessity. But yeah, I think that covers most of the things I wanted to talk about for Stellar Blade in this mini review. And well, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. I did not make a script for this, so I did it off the top of my head. So that's probably why it doesn't seem as professional. But maybe, I don't know. You guys let me know. Maybe it's better if I sit down and write a script for it, so it's more uniformed in the future for my future reviews. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if I helped somebody make up their mind on whether they're to get Stellar Blade or not, then well, I'm glad I could help. Until next time, everybody, my name is Lily, and hopefully y'all enjoyed. I also stream on Twitch, and obviously I upload to YouTube as well. So if you guys want to check me out, I'm Lilyvelle over at Twitch. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.